So, just want to clarify that definition there that was, passed to me by Mr. Brinsfield as being, kind of commonly accepted terminology in breeding. And so we are going to, take a look next at Still Having Fun. Pull her pedigree up here. I'm sorry, his pedigree. So, Still Having Fun is by Old Fashioned, who is the son of Unbridled Song. Still Having Fun was out of the De Hare mare Casual Kiss. De Hare is by Deputy Minister. Seems like Deputy Minister really had quite a mark in the Belmont undercard day. Again, out of a Numerous, second dam was by Numerous, who is the son of Mr. Prospector. So that's the second time we've seen Numerous, who's really an ancestor I haven't really considered before or studied with any, with any vigor. So I'm going to take a look at the pedigree of Numerous here really quick. Like I said, by Mr. Prospect out of the Nijinsky mare number. Second dam is Special, who's all over the place in the Thoroughbred gene pool, and she was by Forley, who is an Argentine horse. So, as I mentioned, Forley is Argentinian horse, and the Argentinians tend to love lines of Kendall, who is one of the close kin to Ormond and Ornament and Mardigan. Ornament is let me back up a second. So Ormond is all over the Thoroughbred gene pool, everywhere. Doubling and tripling and quadrupling him all over the place really doesn't do any good without the other members of that Agnes female line, with the variety of that. So, that's something to consider. Quantity is good, but variety is better, in the words of Les Brinsfield, in terms of finding closely related ancestors. Kendall can also be found in, like I said, Caro, who's in Unbridled Song, and that's part of his potency. So we're going back to the pedigree of Still Having Fun, who is, like I said, by Old Fashioned out of the De Hare mare Casual Kiss. Just to remind, De Hare is out of the Secretariat mare Sister Dot. Second dam of De Hare is by Damascus. So you see Damascus, who is out of a My Babu mare. And when you see My Babu, you think Tourbillon, think Kendall. Think Vandal. Damascus also is from the line of Teddy, and Son again has Teddy and Stimulus, who is by Ultimus, and you have a lot of domino going on, so that bodes really well for line breeding for Latroin. Let's see, third dam, Foolish Kisses by Cannonade, and let's see, you get Speak John. Speak John also has, and this is an Old Fashioned. Speak John has some Tourbillon, at least one, so that's always a good thing. And Alleged has more Prince John. So there's, the dam of Old Fashioned is Collect Call. And she has doubled the Prince John. And so, if Still Having Fun goes to stud, which as a grade 2 winner, I have no reason to believe that he won't eventually go to stud. As long as he is, that information is correct on Pedigree Query. I can check Equibase really quickly here and make sure he is still a whole horse. I do use Equibase now and then just to verify information. Yes, so he still is a colt. So if he goes to stud, he'll probably do really well with mares. Also again featuring 49er. He's free of AP Indy, so he can cross really well into AP Indy and get a double of Secretariat, triple of something royal. To remind, Deputy Minister has a male line of Latroin in Bimelech. So there's a lot of good stuff going on there. All right, so the next horse is called a Raving Beauty, who is a Germany bred who was the winner of the Just a Game Stakes. And so we have a lot of German lines here. So at the onset, when we look at the 5-generation pedigree, there's 5 to 5 to 4 of Northern Dancer. But there's also some other good magic going on in here. There's Danehill Dancer is tail female to a Caro mare. The second dam of Danehill Dancer is Lettre d'Amour, who's by Caro. And again, to repeat, Caro has 4 lines of Kendall, who goes really well with Ormond, Ornament, Martagon, Bulldog, Sir Galahad, Admiral Drake, all those other Family 16 stalwarts. So if we look at a 6th-generation cross on a Raving Beauty, Raving Beauty is by Master Craftsman out of the High Chaparral mare Anabasis. And so what's really interesting is that the second dam of a Raving Beauty is a mare named Allure. And Allure is doubled to a sire named Tamerlane, Tamerlane. And so you get a lot of St. Simon blood. You get lots of Canterbury Pilgrim, Silene, and so the other big thing that comes out here is a daughter strain of Niarco. So Niarco is the sire of Nazrula, also the sire of Nearctic, who is the sire of Northern Dancer. So you have all these male strains of Niarco everywhere in the thoroughbred gene pool. And so the dam of a Raving Beauty is doubled to Tamerlane, who has a daughter strain of Niarco. So 2 daughter strains of Niarco to balance out all of the other male strains of Niarco in the gene pool. And clearly, this created some good action in the pedigree. So another thing to consider is Master Craftsman is out of a Black Tie Affair mare. Black Tie Affair is by Miswaki, who is out of a Buckpasser mare, Hope Springs Eternal. Buckpasser is doubled in Master Craftsman, and so for every Buckpasser there is a Latroin in the third dam of Buckpasser. And what is present in High Chaparral is a double of Leiloon. Leiloon by Jetta out of a Bimelech mare. So you have to remember, every time Latroin produced a foal, It was with a sire that contained Domino, mostly out of the Domino sire line. But so wherever Latroin is, Domino is also there. Latroin did have a foal when she was a Gainsborough foal when she was imported to the U.S. And that foal was crooked and subsequently destroyed. So all of her living foals that she had all have Domino. And so Leiloon, being by Jeddah, carried the Vandal blood, which is critical for line breeding to Domino. And what is also present in High Chaparral is Shirley Heights. La Troyenne has a 3/4 sister named Adargatis, and Shirley Heights, through his dam sire Hardridden and his sire Hard Sauce and his sire Ardan, carries Adargatis, the 3/4 sister of La Troyenne. So anytime you get those sibling crosses, they're even as far back as it may be, still carries some weight. So with Buckpasser in the sire of A Raving Beauty and Adargatis in the dam, that lash up is certainly worth consideration. So let's see, I also see Tornado in the 6th generation. Tornado is by Turbolon, so there's more Turbolon there. And so a lot of the American pedigrees have names and bloodlines that we know well, whose ancestries we know well. But when you get a horse like this out of Germany, you may not see a lot of familiar names on the surface. Well, certainly Northern Dancer and Sadler's Wells and High Chaparral are familiar names. So are Black Tie Affair and Leifard and Rabot and Master Craftsman, who's the sire of this horse. There's a lot of female lines in there that, you see the ancestors and you go, wait, I'm not really familiar with these. Well, keep digging, and a lot of times you'll find something that comes up. So we'll move on now and go to and we'll wrap it up here, the Met Mile winner, B Jersey. Let me pull up that pedigree. B Jersey is by Jerseytown, who is a son of Spitestown. And B Jersey is out of the Rahi mare Bees. And what shows up here is a 4-4 of Mr. Prospector and a 5-5 of Raisin Native. B Jersey is from the female line of Lassie Deer, who's also second dam of AP Indy. So B Jersey is a colt, and so when he goes to stud, he will probably be very well suited for mares carrying AP Indy. Get that double of Lassie Deer, maybe some King Mambo, Lemon Drop Kid, who Lemon Drop Kid is also out of Charming Lassie, so also very similarly bred. So if we can get some Lemon Drop Kid mares, get some AP Indy, I think he'll do really well. So there will be a lot of lash ups to go there. Jersey Town was out of the mare Jersey Girl, who was by Belong to Me. Belong to Me was by Danzig. And Miss Bold Appeal, who is the second dam of Jersey Town, is by Valid Appeal, who's by In Reality. So there's a really neat cross between In Reality and Buckpasser. And B Jersey's second dam is by her name is Run for Lassie, and she's by Fapiano. And Fapiano's starting to be one of those ancestors that's starting to get doubled in pedigrees a lot, and with good results, and and for good reason too. So Unbridled is actually I believe inbred to the female